of fixtures at the 2018 World Cup. Can you believe we are at this point already? Portugal with a win under their belts already, 3-2 victory over Ghana almost a week ago now. Uruguay, they stuttered, they drew 0-0 with South Korea in their opening game. The two sides have each made 3 changes to their lineups. Out for Portugal go Rafael Guerreiro, Danilo Pereira and Otavio. The latter two are injured in come Pepe, William Carvalho and Nuno Mendes. For Uruguay, Facundo Pellistri, Luis Suarez and Martin Cáceres have all dropped to the bench, and in come Varela, Coates and Cavani. Uruguay have kicked us off, going from left to right in their all-white away kit. Portugal in their traditional red shirts, or red and green shirts they have this year, with green shorts and red socks. The full lineups I'll give you shortly. João Felix takes a tumble, and that's the first foul of the evening, given by our Iranian referee Ali Reza Faghani. His assistants Mohammad Reza Mansouri and Mohammad Reza Abul Fazil are also from Iran. Fourth official is Abdul Rahman Al Jassim from Qatar, and VAR duty we have Abdullah Al Mari from Qatar and Sean Evans, his assistant, from Australia. Portugal played a free kick back from their halfway line, right back to their goalkeeper. That's Diogo Costa, and now the very experienced Pepe with the ball inside his own half of the field. He goes long looking towards Cristiano Ronaldo, but Diego Godin headers it away from him on the halfway line. Back with Ronaldo now. First chance to do something with it, but Uruguay win possession back, and Godin goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Rochette. His first time clearance, not the best. It goes out of play for a Portugal throw inside the Uruguay half of the pitch. So Fernando Santos, as I said, made 3 changes. Costa retains his place in goal. There's a back 4 of João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Pepe and Mendes. A midfield 3 is Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves and William Carvalho. And a front 3 of Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo and João Felix. For Uruguay, we've got Rochette in goal, Sergio Rochette. A back 3 of Sebastian Coates, Diego Godin and Jose Jimenez. 5 across the midfield. It's Guillermo Varela, Fede Valverde, Matias Vecino, and I'll break because Uruguay are on the attack. The first shot comes in, and it's wide. It was Fede Valverde linking up with Cavani, and in fact it was Oliveira who had the shot, Matias Oliveira. Ball bounced a little bit. It was inviting for him to hit, but he didn't connect with it very well. And now he goes for a goal kick. So as I was saying, for Uruguay, Varela, Valverde and Vecino across the middle with Bentancur and Oliveira, and 2 up front. It's Darwin Núñez and Edinson Cavani. Luis Suarez dropping to the bench. I think Cavani and Suarez are going to have to rotate during this World Cup who gets the starting berth, because they can't both put in 90 minutes every few days anymore, the veteran strikers. Ball out for a Portugal throw inside the Uruguay half. Nuno Mendes with a long one forward to Cristiano Ronaldo, right at the goal. He chests it forward to Carvalho. Oh, volleyed, and that would have been an absolutely fantastic goal if that had gone in. From about 40 yards from the goal line, Mendes picked out Ronaldo with a fantastic throw, and then Ronaldo turned his shoulder and chested the ball into the path of William Carvalho, who was lurking on the edge of the box. He volleyed it first time. It went high and wide over the bar, but if he managed to keep that down, he would have had a goal of the tournament contender there. A goal kick taken long by Rochette. It's bouncing around in the middle of the park now. Portugal tidy up with Mendes. Infield to Bernardo Silva. Back now with Ruben Dias. She uses his goalkeeper Costa. Costa goes long. Ball up to the halfway line. Uruguay tries to win it back. It falls to Pepe. Pepe under a lot of pressure from Vecino, but he gets away with it. Now Bernardo Silva over the top looking for Bruno Fernandes on the wing. And it's now fallen to João Cancelo. Portugal attacking down their right wing. But forced back well by Uruguay. It's back with Pepe now. He's also quite on that wide outside. Infield is William Carvalho. Infield to Ruben Dias. Now, the Wolves man, Neves. Bernardo Silva again showing for the ball. Bruno Fernandes across now to Pepe. Silva with Vecino for company. Finds Neves with his long hair. His pass is poor though. Headed up in the air by Valverde, but Uruguay can't do anything with the possession. One back illegally though. And it's going to be a free kick for Portugal, more or less on the halfway line. Which Carvalho takes, linking up with João Felix. Right hand side, but the play breaks up and Uruguay have a chance to clear their lines, looking for Vecino. Valverde as well. But a foul committed by the Real Madrid man, Matias Vecino. Fede Valverde, I should say. And Portugal play. Oh, and someone was caught very late there. I think we're going to have the first booking of the evening. Yes, we are. Yellow card shown to Rodrigo Bentancur. He caught Ruben Dias very late there. And he's the first man to be taken. So he's going to be walking a tightrope for the last 84 minutes of this game. Oh, a really nasty one down the ankle of Diaz. He's still down. I think he will be okay. It's definitely a painful one. He's getting some treatment, a bit of ice from the Portugal physios. I think we're going to have a stoppage in play for at least a minute or so. Quite a nasty challenge by Bentancur. Just caught him a bit late. I'm just seeing a replay of this chance for William Carvalho. It really would have been spectacular if he'd managed to volley that in from the edge of the area from Ronaldo's almost shoulder pass. So these two teams, of course, met in the World Cup 4 years ago, and Uruguay put Portugal out with a 2-1 win in Sochi, the last 16 stage. 2 goals, 2 really nicely taken goals by Edison Cavani made the difference that day. Pepe, the goal scorer for Portugal, but Uruguay, they did win the possession back up the pitch with Bentancur, but he's lost out. And Carvalho and Mendes can bring it away. Mendes is forward, ball looking for Ronaldo. He knocks it down into the path of Bruno Fernandes, who takes a shot. He doesn't get hold of it too well. Not the cleanest of strikes by Fernandes, and the ball trickles wide. We've had 7.5 minutes of this game. Coming to you from the Lusail Stadium, the one that's going to be hosting the final. Uruguay 0. Thank you very much for joining me on this live stream. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel while you're here. It really helps us out a lot. Portugal win the ball back from the goal kick. And Mendes looking very lively down that left wing. He's doing a great job so far. Infield to Carvalho. His pass doesn't reach its target, but it falls back to him. Carvalho again turning. Now to Diaz, who is okay to continue. Forward to Bernardo Silva. Carvalho again, now back to Diaz. Short pass to Neves on the halfway line. Forward now by Pepe. Looking for Felix, but he can't gather it. João Felix, can he keep it in play? Yes, he can. Right down in the corner flag, on the left-hand wing for Portugal. Back to Bernardo Silva, 25 yards out. Infield to Ronaldo. His touch just back to Mendes. Infield to Ruben Dias. Now to Ronaldo. Ronaldo turns. Bruno Fernandes, edge of the box, tries to go back to Silva, but it wouldn't go all the way through. And then the attempted clearance from Uruguay is blocked by Fernandes. And out it goes for another Uruguayan goal kick. A really bright start, particularly from Portugal, if that ball had found its way through. Good through ball attempted by Fernandes. He was trying to pick out Ronaldo, and Ronaldo was in an offside position. So it wouldn't have counted had it gone through to him. But Portugal already threatening and looking dangerous. They've had the best of the ball in this opening 9.5 minutes. Uruguay struggling to keep hold of possession at the moment. They've won it back now with Bentancur. He goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Rochette. Head tennis in the middle of the park, and the referee's whistle has gone. Not too sure what that was for. I think possibly just offside call. Baby Pout says, Portugal, let's go. Very confident Portugal fans that we have in the chat here on Football Streams. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Forward now through the middle from Uruguay. It breaks up again. Vecino can't maintain possession. Now Carvalho in the middle. He finds Bruno Fernandes on the right wing, but his touch was poor, and he's given Uruguay to do something with Darwin Nunez. Now down that same Uruguayan left, with Nunez still going. Get away from Cancelo. His cross is blocked. It's really G'd up. Darwin Nunez shouting to the crowd. He's on the corner. Cancelo turning the ball behind. First quarter of the game. We're approaching the 11-minute mark. 0-0 here between Portugal and Uruguay. Uruguay with a chance to swing one into the box. Jimenez and Godin take the corner short. Crossing opportunity now. In it comes. And one and just over the bar. It was Jimenez who rode highest in the box there and got a good head on it, but he couldn't quite keep the ball down, and it landed on the roof of the net. No touch there from Costa. Over the top it went harmlessly, watched all the ball by the goalkeepers play for Porto. In fact, both goalkeepers playing in their country of birth. Rochette replacing the experienced Fernando Muslera in the Uruguay goal these days, and Rochette's just winning his 10th cap. He's for Nacional. Two big clubs in Uruguay. There's the Nacional, huge derby that they're in Montpellier there, and that's where Luis Suarez is now back home in Uruguay playing for Nacional. Foul given. And a bit of retaliation there from Ruben Diaz. He wasn't happy. That's the second time he's been called. So he's getting a bit frustrated. And going to be a free kick for Portugal. In fact, it was Neves who was fouled, but Diaz decided it was his job to complain to the referee about it. The referee still having words with Bentancur. And then Mendes and Diaz also having words. We might actually get some football underway in a second. Bentancur still arguing with the referee. He's going to have to watch himself because he's on a yellow card. And if he gets second booking for arguing with the referee, he's going to be off. So free kick taken short. William Carvalho, then Neves. Now it's back with Pepe. And Cancelo getting in a bit of a mess. And Pepe comes up. Knocks it forward. Godin heads it back where it came from. Almost lands at Cavani's feet. But Diaz beats it. Bentancur and Oliveira combining in the middle. But it's sloppy from Uruguay. Portugal, who already have 60% possession in this game, are coming forward. Down the right-hand side again. It's Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva combining. Now Bruno Fernandes. 1-2 with Ronaldo. Fernandes again. Comes infield. Across to William Carvalho. Carvalho is up. Forward pass to João Felix, but his touch is poor. He loses it out. Now Uruguay with possession. Coming over the halfway line now. It's Vecino. João Cancelo back to Pepe, and then all the way back to the feet. is wearing very Uruguayan colours of all light blue. Uruguay in the away kit of white as a name. Mendes, through ball looking for Ronaldo. And Godin beats him to it, puts the ball out of play. Throw in for Portugal, down near the corner flag. Ronaldo's taken it already. To Mendes. Back to Ronaldo. Couple of step overs, couple of tricks trying to get away from Fede Valverde. Back with Mendes now. Mendes looking for options. Short back pass, Carvalho. Links up with João Felix. Diaz trying to spread the players. Back with Pepe inside his own half. Pepe across to João Cancelo. A bit of space for him to move into now. Well inside the Uruguayan half. 1-2, neatly plays. Oh, almost neatly plays. Between Bernardo Silva and João Cancelo. But out of play the ball went for Uruguay. Throw in. Which they're still waiting to take. Oliveira throws it forward, but a Portugal head gets to it first. And eventually Portugal bring it down with Bernardo Silva. He's having to do a lot of work to tidy up. Now Cavani gets in before Ronaldo. A couple of neat passes, but they only get up to the halfway line where Pepe's waiting for it. A good through ball by Pepe. And now a chance for João Felix. Edge of the box. His shot is blocked and deflected out and over for a corner. First shooting opportunity, first side at goal that João Felix has had. It was a good cover by the defender. It was Coates, I believe, back there. In fact, it was Jimenez, in fact, who got across. Got a good leg behind that one to deflect it down. It bounced up over the goal. It's going to be Portugal's first corner of the game. Ronaldo in position waiting for one of his trademark headers. Questions over whether he could still leap as high as he once did. Roche well off his line, trying to deal with this one. Diego Godin is very tightly marking Cristiano Ronaldo. Over comes the corner, and it's to the well outside the edge of the box where Mendes is waiting for it, and he's gone down under challenge. In the ball comes from, and the referee did in fact blow up for the free kick. Matias Vecino caught Mendes. Mendes was about 25-30 yards out, and the corner was drilled over to him, hovering on the edge of the area, well outside the area in fact. So it's going to be a free kick for Portugal, about 25 yards out, maybe a little bit less, but at a reasonably tight angle, almost level with the corner of the penalty area. Cristiano Ronaldo has taken plenty of these free kicks in his time and scored plenty of them as well. He won't be phased by the tight angle. He can certainly shoot from here. And as a response, Uruguay is setting up a pretty big wall. 4 men into it, another 2 lurking nearby. Ronaldo taking a deep breath. He's preparing for one of his typical run-ups. Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, already scored 1 penalty in this World Cup. Can he add another set piece to his collection? 5-man wall now for Uruguay. Up steps Cristiano Ronaldo, and the wall does its job, and out the ball goes. It's going to be another corner on that far side. A decent strike from Ronaldo. He just didn't get enough height on it. And in fact, the wall did its job really well. It was number 5, Vecino, who leapt highest and got a good head on that, in fact. Bernardo Silva is across on that other side to take another in-swinging corner. Will he put this one right into the box this time? In fact, he plays it short. Cross comes in. Oh, that's not really. Oh no, it did deflect. I was going to say that was an awful corner. But the man who had come out to block it, it was Vecino. He's getting in the way of everything at the moment. A good block, and he turns another one out for a corner. And Bernardo Silva decided to leave this one for Bruno Fernandes. Referee having words with the Uruguayan defence before he lets this one come over. It's going to be an outswinger from Fernandes. Over it comes. Well over everybody, in fact. A poor corner from Fernandes. And Felix doesn't have a hope of keeping that one in. It's going to be a throw-in to Uruguay and a real waste there from the Manchester United man. Of course, I can't say that about Cristiano Ronaldo anymore. He's officially unattached. A free agent heading into the January window. And our clubs lining up to buy him? That remains to be seen. It's going to be very, very interesting. But anyway, we don't talk about club football during the World Cup. Here come Portugal again on the halfway line. Diaz across to Nunez on the left wing. Nunez cuts infield now. Finds Silva in space. Across to João Cancelo. Back to Ruben Neves. Nuno Mendes crosses. It's low. It's turned away. Back out as far as Cancelo. What can he do from here? He's got a chance to cross. Decides to leave it for Fernandes. He does cross. Turned away again. Smashed back in by Neves. Blocked again. Finally, Uruguay can move the ball out. Here's Cavani, almost up to halfway. Drills one forward and to the chest of Darwin Nunez. But his ball tries to find Fede Valverde. But a poor pass really from Nunez. And the attack breaks down. Now Portugal have a throw midway inside their own half, which is in the territory of Nuno Mendes at the right back position. Nuno Mendes of Paris Saint-Germain, winning his 18th cap, yet to score for Portugal. So having a really bright start to this game, and he's trying to burst past about 3 defenders there, and finally loses out. But Portugal recover possession with William Carvalho in the middle of the park, and Pepe and João Cancelo link up, and the ball is played all the way back to the goalkeeper. Short pass out from Costa to Diaz, who returns the favour. Bernardo Silva comes all the way back to his own penalty area to receive one from the goalkeeper. Tracked well by Edinson Cavani. Cross to Diaz now. Still in his own area, Diaz. Portugal taking their time. Well over the top now, but falls to Godin. Godin turns under pressure from Felix, all the way back to Rochette. Rochette puts his foot through it. Headed one by Pepe. Uruguay now win possession in the middle of the field. Let's try to play a ball over the top to Nunez, but it doesn't work out. Pepe in the way again. Ronaldo and Carvalho combining on the halfway line. Now Felix. Mendes back in field. A couple of touches from Ronaldo. And Bernardo Silva has space down the right wing. He's got a man on the overlap. Is he going to use him? No, he comes in field to William Carvalho. He scoops one, trying to get it into the path of Bernardo Silva. They win it back, but not for very long. Uruguay taking their chances with possession, much more of an attacking input from them. But ball played out sportingly by Uruguay because Bruno Fernandes is down injured. Just getting to his feet now, hobbling a little bit. Seems to be okay to continue. Still just testing out his knee there. Or he just clattered little bits with Darwin Nunez when going for a loose ball. We've had a quarter of the game, 22.5 minutes. It's Portugal 0, Uruguay 0 in the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. This is the Lusail Stadium, and over the top now to Ronaldo. Ronaldo suddenly on the edge of the box. Godin for company, crosses, but no one there. Back out wide. It's Felix, he recycles it. Now João Cancelo tries to drill one low in, he can't. Again Cancelo. Fernandes is out wide. Another drill cross. Felix at the back post. Lays it off to Mendes. Felix again. Edinson Cavani back in front of him. Ruben Neves across to Bernardo Silva. Back heeled into the path of Fernandes, who plays it back to Silva, but he has to retreat out of the area. Back to João Cancelo now. Neves and Pepe combine. Now Diaz, all the Uruguay players are well behind the ball. Neves with time picks out Pepe. Bernardo spreads the play to Diaz on the halfway line. Short pass back to Ruben Neves, who's I think trying to look for a forward ball, but nothing on for him. Not much time to do anything with it. Now Portugal come down the left-hand side with João Felix. Infield is William Carvalho. Neves forward pass this time, and now spread out wide to Mendes, who's got Varela in front of him. Bruno Fernandes spreads the ball across to the right-hand side now, where Cancelo is there. But Cancelo's got not many options, and he comes back to Pepe. Pepe and Diaz combining on halfway. Neat forward ball into Bruno Fernandes. Now it's out wide with Mendes again. First time cross is low. Oh, it's just behind Bernardo Silva. It was almost a lovely low cross to the feet of Bernardo Silva. It almost hit him on the ankle. He couldn't quite bring it under control. Went about 10 yards out or so. And if he'd have kept that under control, he could have just squared the ball to Ronaldo, who was in the 6-yard box. Portugal not carving out too many opportunities, but you feel like the opportunities will come if they continue to play like this. Uruguay just aren't getting enough of the ball. They are trying to counter-attack, and they've done so reasonably well when they've had the ball. They've got another chance now through the middle, but Nunez can't bring that one under his spell. And the Uruguayan attacks are breaking down very, very quickly. Ruben Diaz linking up with the other Ruben, Neves. Across to Pepe. Manchester City's João Cancelo. To Wolverhampton Wanderers' very own Ruben Neves. It's across to William Carvalho now. He has to go back to Ruben Diaz, one of the other members of the Manchester contingent, members of both half of Manchester representing Portugal this evening. And one of United's former players, Cavani, up against them this afternoon. Plenty of interest for Premier League fans. Neves across, and can Bruno Fernandes keep that in play? No, he can't. Good, hopeful long ball. Good attempt that was, you've got to say, from Ruben Neves. It's hard to keep those 70-odd yard passes just at the right distance. And just let them hang up with the right part of the pitch. But that one just ran away from Bruno Fernandes. Over the top comes Uruguay now, headed forward by Cavani, but it breaks down again. He can't find a teammate. Pepe uses his goalkeeper. Cancelo with his head up, goes cross field into his own area where Pepe is lurking. Carvalho forward. Wide to Mendes. Will he take the 1-2? Oh, Mendes tries to prod one forward to Felix, but it goes out of play. And Fernando Santos, the Portugal manager, gives the ball to Jimenez. Jimenez playing a bit more on the right side of this back three. I expected him to play a bit more on the left. But he and Coates swapping roles a little bit, and Godin, as usual, marshalling the centre of that defence. Uruguay's throw-in doesn't come to too much, other than they've conceded possession, and it's going to be a Portugal throw. Again, about midway inside their own half, with Mendes ready to take once again. Forward, good throw by Mendes to Fernandes, back to Ronaldo. His passing field can't find anybody. Again, no composure shown really by Uruguay when they have the ball. They've got another chance now with Varela, but he can't find a teammate. On the left-hand side, Portugal come again. Fernandes spreads it all the way across to João Cancelo, who's coming down that right-hand side. Uses Bernardo Silva. Infield to Neves. Neves with a crossing opportunity. He's trying to pick out Ronaldo. Oh, and it was found Fernandes, in fact, who got into the box and just tried to head the ball back in play out the byline, but he just heads it straight into the grateful gloves of the goalkeeper, Sergio Rochette. He was well offside, in fact, Bernardo Silva, so it would have come to nothing had he done something more beneficial. for Lusail. But as it stands, no real clear-cut chances in this game yet. Neither goalkeeper has had to make much of a save. Through the middle for Uruguay now comes Bentancur. To the right, he finds Jimenez. Back to Bentancur, still inside his own half of the field. Across to Sebastian Coates. Coates over the halfway line. Oh, his through ball to Vecino is a little bit under hit, and he can't bring it under control. Portugal win it back. But good work there by Vecino. He's won the ball high up the pitch, tries to cross it. It's blocked by Pepe and out for a throw. Much better from Vecino. Plays in Serie A for Lazio, winning his 64th cap this evening. That's the never say die attitude that Uruguay is so often associated with. They have a real win at all costs mentality. Throw in taken. Looking for Nunez. And it's going to be another throw pretty much in the same place for the Uruguayans. We've got 30 minutes gone on the clock. Portugal 0, Uruguay 0. Throw in taken, but Uruguay being forced all the way back into their own half. Coates. Across to his captain, Diego Godin. Godin these days playing in Argentina for Vélez Sarsfield. He takes a 1-2 with his goalkeeper Rochette. And Rochette kicks the ball long up to halfway. Nunez tries to win the ball. He does finally, with the help of a teammate. Out wide is Cavani. Better from Uruguay. This is Oliveira on the left wing. Back to Uruguay. Back to Cavani, I should say, of Uruguay. And out of play again. Another throw for Uruguay. Cavani is trying to get the ball back. Someone eventually gives it to him. Oliveira's throw. And Uruguay lose possession again. They're trying to win it back with Jimenez, his header forward. Oliveira jumps for it and finds Nunez. Nunez goes down. No free kick, says the referee. Portugal clear. And Godin heads it all the way back. Godin receives the pass again from his goalkeeper. On the right wing is Pereira. Has to use the experienced Godin again. His 161st cap this evening, the 36-year-old. And he's not even the most capped player on the field. Forward now through the middle come Uruguay. Space now for Bentancur. Bentancur forward, still going. Bentancur 25 yards out. Goes past two players. Bentancur going all the way. Shot saved. Fantastic work by the goalkeeper. Costa got low, made the save, and then grabbed the ball before any chance of a rebound was there. And the space just opened up for Bentancur. Took the ball inside his own half and just kept running and running through the middle. Portugal just kept backing off. And then finally Diaz and Pepe came to close him down. But neither of them got anything like a tackle in. And Costa, the goalkeeper, came to Portugal's rescue there. Great save with his legs. Probably wasn't the best shot there by Bentancur. But what a chance that was for Uruguay. The first real big chance of the game. Falls to La Celeste. And Bentancur, and a really good save that was. Costa. Almost 33 minutes on the clock. Still 0-0 here. Still 0-0 at the Lusail Stadium. The venue for the final. They built a whole city. They built a whole city to be ready for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Most countries just build a few new stadiums or renovate them. Qatar builds whole cities. Ronaldo on halfway, he's lost a poor pass. Cavani coming through the middle now. Again, poor pass from him. One back by Portugal. They've released Jack Felix on the left wing. He's got Bernardo Silva for company. Silva gets to the byline. He can't cross. Has to come all the way back to Mendes. Mendes 40 yards out on the left. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes cross field to João Cancelo in space. Can he work across? Oliveira says no. Portugal taking their time in possession. Felix, 25 yards out, central. Ronaldo, space for him to do something. Ronaldo, and he smashes it into his own teammate. Bruno Fernandes couldn't get out the way of the shot. Back with João Felix now. He takes a shot. And again, it's one of Portugal's own players who block it. Yep, the referee and the linesman just had a word with each other. That one came off Bernardo Silva. In fact, he took two deflections. First off a Uruguayan player, then off Silva. Just having another look at the chance for Bentancur. Maybe if he'd taken just one more touch, he could have gone round Costa, who had committed himself. The first huge chance. And it falls to the central midfielder. Rodrigo Bentancur, another one of the Premier League members. Plays in North London for Tottenham Hotspur. And he's on the ball again in the middle. Gets away from Marker. Skips past another one. Bentancur is doing it again. This time it goes out wide. Bentancur again. Oh, a deflection and it goes wide. Bentancur is having so much joy running through, right through the middle, right through the heart of this Portugal setup. They're going to have to do something to stop him. He took a 1-2 with Oliveira, but just couldn't quite connect what would have been the shots from a few yards out, and then Nunez couldn't connect with it properly to keep it in play or to divert it goalwards. Portugal now the one surviving. Uruguay really grown into the game, and it's mostly down to one man, Rodrigo Bentancur. Costa takes the goal kick along the ground. Takes a 1-2 from Cancelo, and this time knocks the ball very long. Jimenez and Godin back to Rochette. Now to get rid of that one quickly is a bit of pressure. And Portugal tried to win the ball out of the pitch, and they forced Uruguay to put the ball out. Fernando Santos in the job for 8 years now, 68 years old, and of course he won Euro 2016, won the Nations League a year later, and difficult to get rid of a man who's had so much success. For Portugal's first 2 trophies, but many would wish he would have moved on by now. Mendes showing lots of space again, and lots of speed I should say. Finds Bruno Fernandes, who tries a shot, it's blocked. Now for Bernardo Silva, across to João Felix, his cross towards Ronaldo. Ronaldo chests it down. What can he do? He tries to turn it in, and it's cleared away. Really is starting to open up this game now. Great cross, finds Ronaldo, chests it down. I don't know how much he had so much time and space to do that. Cleared away, and now Portugal on another attack. Diaz. Wide. Mendes again. On the extreme left wing is João Felix. The field is William Carvalho. Crossfield ball. Trying to pick out Cancelo, but a bit unhit. Uruguay can clear their lines. Up to halfway with Nunez, who turns away nicely from Neves. Shrugs him off as well. Darwin Nunez still going through the middle, 30 yards out. Across to Varela. Varela skips away from one and goes down. Referee blows his whistle. And it's going to be the second booking of the evening. I think it's to Neves. It was. Neves has his name taken. One player each. A central midfielder for either side have their name taken. Poor challenge from Neves. Just late to the party there. Brings down Varela with a flailing arm. So a free kick for Uruguay. 25 yards or so out on the right-hand side. As they try to attack. Fede Valverde is over this one. Just weighing up the options that he has to try and pick out with the cross. Central defenders are all up from the back. Cavani's in the area as well. Just hovering around the edge of the area, in fact. Not the easiest angle for Valverde to work with. He's got enough of an angle to try and shape this cross. Referee still having words with some of the tussling players. Still waiting for it to be taken. And I think the referee is penalising someone. He's having a final word with Pepe there. Still not happy with anything. Now Bruno Fernandes getting a talking to from our Iranian referee. He's going to make sure absolutely everything is perfect before this one comes over. Over it comes now. Headed up and away. Out as far as Bentancur. He's trying to recycle this one on the left. Crosses back in, but turned away again. Portugal survived this one. Ball all the way out to halfway. And Varela takes the safe option and he uses his goalkeeper, who punts another one long. Header one, and then finally falls to Oliveira on the left-hand side. Oliveira over the halfway line. Tries to link up with Nunez. They win themselves a throw-in on that side. 5 minutes to go, plus injury time to half-time. We might just have a couple of minutes, but you never know in this World Cup with the very high injury time that we've been having. We do have a player down, so that's going to add to any potential stoppages. It's Mendes, who looks very uncomfortable. Getting some treatment now. He looks in a lot of bother, Mendes. I think there may have been something in the penalty area when the free kick came in. I can't think of any other reason why he would be down at the moment. In Portugal, in fact, are already getting the substitution ready. So this doesn't look good for Nuno Mendes, who's been one of the brightest players in this team, and he's really, really gutted. He doesn't look to be in too much pain, but he seems to be in tears. His shirt over his face, he's really distraught, really upset, the young man. Just 17, sorry, he's just 20 years old. And the way he's reacted, you would think maybe he doesn't have too much of a to play in this World Cup. He's walked off, not to be fairly uncomfortable, but he's going straight down the tunnel. He must may have aggravated another injury, an old injury there. So that's such a shame. His match, and by the looks of things, I don't want to guess anything, but potentially even his World Cup has come to an end there. He's been replaced by one of the men who was dropped for the last game. It's Rafael Guerreiro of Borussia Dortmund, who has replaced Mendes. We are back underway. I didn't see any replays of what happened there to Mendes. Might get something a bit later on. Uruguayan fans happy to see themselves on the TV screens. Now Guerreiro is going to get his first touch of the ball. He's going to take a throw in down by his own corner flag. Forward to Felix, who hooks one on, but only up to Coates. Now Uruguay finding some joy through the middle, and then out onto the right wing. The cross comes in from Varela, turns away. The Uruguay win it back, but not for long. Portugal survive, and then Fernandes is hauled down by Fede Valverde. Portugal now can have some meaningful possession. You almost ripped the shirt off his back there. He's lucky not to get booked, in fact, for that. Clear shirt pulling by Madrid's Federico Valverde. Portugal have taken the free kick very short. And now it's with Bernardo Silva on the left-hand side, still deep in his own half. He comes back to the goalkeeper, under a little bit of pressure from Cavani, but well cleared. Ball bouncing around the halfway line again, and attempted pass wide from Vecino. Doesn't work out, and has no chance of getting that one in. Bruno Fernandes receiving 13 balls between from the defensive line, I should say. That's the most in the game so far for either side. Pepe clears it up halfway. The possession being contested. Either side able to bring it down. In fact, there was handball, I think, there says the referee. Oh, and then Oliveira has given the referee a very easy decision to make. He just steps right across the free kick to block it, and I have no idea unless he didn't realise the whistle had gone. He picks up a very needless yellow card. In fact, the way he almost kind of stopped in front of Fernandes, I think he did know. So a bit stupid, that one from Oliveira, and his name has been taken. Ronaldo now skips away from Bichanga, out wide to Guerrero. Back to Diaz now on halfway. Forward, Felix on the left-hand side. Got Guerrero for company, uses him. Back to Felix. Is he going to go cross-field? Cancelo is in a lot of space on that other side, but he decides to go back to Diaz. In the centre is Carvalho. Across now to Pepe. Pepe tries another ball over the top. Headed away by Coates. Now Neves. Cancelo has no space to work, and he wins his side a throw in. The 45 minutes up, and just waiting to see the number of minutes to be added on. Cancelo takes the throw in. Cross is blocked and goes out for a corner kick. Chance here for Portugal to work something. I think it's 3 minutes that were signalled by the referee. We've had 20 seconds of those so far. Up come Diaz and Pepe from the back. Bruno Fernandes with the corner. Over it comes, headed away well by Oliveira. Out as far as Bernardo Silva on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, I should say, for Portugal. Now Neves in field. But he's running down a blind alley. And Uruguay clear up to the halfway line, but none of their players are up there. Darwin Nunez now the first player forward. Guerrero. Back with Costa. Takes a touch. Clears away. Up to Cristiano Ronaldo. His header back. Finds Guerrero, but Ronaldo was touched in the back, and the referee awards a free kick to Portugal. 5 or 6 yards or so in front, inside the Uruguayan half. Oh no, in fact he was punishing Ronaldo for, I think, climbing on the defender, so it's going to be a Uruguayan throw in, free kick. There we go. Taken and flicked on by Vecino, but he can't find Nunez with the audacious effort. Pepe back to the goalkeeper, who clears. Uruguay trying to keep it alive. But Diaz wins it back, and Costa puts his foot through another one. Bentancur. Nunez can't find Varela. And a foul on William Carvalho by Matias Vecino. And we've got 1 minute of those 3 still to be played. Are we going to have a breakthrough before the half-time whistle goes? Ruben Diaz short to Nuno Mendes. Pepe just over halfway, uses Cancelo on his right-hand side. Infield to Carvalho. Carvalho and Ronaldo link up. Ronaldo tries to find Cancelo, but poor pass by Ronaldo, really a little bit undercooked. But Uruguay's attempts to clear their lines don't work. Pepe now back up to Ronaldo, goes down very easily. The referee says no, but Bruno Fernandes keeps it alive for Portugal. Now is João Felix coming over to the left wing. Turns back, Felix, what can he do? Guerrero crosses. Oh, and just beyond Ronaldo, the back post. Fizzed cross comes over from Rafael Guerrero. And I have a feeling that might be the last meaningful action of the first half. It was nicely left by Bernardo Silva. We've had Guerrero storming forward on the left wing on his outside. And yes, in fact, the referee does blow his whistle. And at half-time, at the Lusail Stadium in Qatar, in this Group H match in the FIFA World Cup, it's Portugal 0, Uruguay 0. Not too many chances for either team. It's a cagey affair. A great save made by Costa when Rodrigo Bentancur was given pretty much the freedom of Qatar to just run through the heart of the Portugal midfield and defence. Got into the box, and his shot was well saved by Costa, who made himself big. That was the biggest chance of the first half. It's Portugal 0, Uruguay 0. Join me in a few minutes' time for coverage of the second half. Hello everybody, welcome back to our coverage on football streams of the Group H match of the 2022 World Cup. Portugal against Uruguay. My name is Anthony Thomas and I'll be guiding you through second half this evening. We are still waiting for the opening goal of the game. We've had plenty of 0-0s at this World Cup, but none for a couple of days actually, so maybe we're due one. I don't want to. Maybe I've cursed it now. We'll have plenty of goals. Let's hope so. So, Portugal, they've already been forced into one change. Nuno Mendes went off and he was replaced by Rafael Guerreiro. So for Portugal, Diogo Costa is in goal. The back four is João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Pepe, and now Rafael Guerreiro. Three in midfield, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves, who is on a booking, and William Carvalho. And the front three are Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, and João Felix. For Uruguay, Sergio Rochette is in goal. Sebastian Coates, Diego Godin, and Jose Jimenez are the back three. Five across the midfield. It's Guillermo Varela, Fede Valverde, Matias Vecino, Rodrigo Bentancur, who is on a booking, as is Matias Oliveira, and two up front, Darwin Núñez and Edinson Cavani. Really good crowd, lively atmosphere at the Lusail Stadium, or Lusail Iconic Stadium as they like to not so humbly call it. The standout fixture of the evening, two-time champions Uruguay against one of the best sides, never to win, never to reach the final, Portugal. A lot of people don't realise this is only their 8th appearance at the finals. They only made 2 appearances in the 20th century. 1966 where they got to the semi-finals, and 1986 where they weren't so good. But they played every tournament in the 20th century. They have got us underway, kicking from right to left. I'll say that again, kicking from left to right in the second half. The ball is back with Pepe. He tries to play one over the top looking for Ronaldo, but it doesn't work out. But one back by Cancelo on the halfway line. Now Bruno Fernandes plays off to William Carvalho. He finds the experienced Pepe again. Nice ball forward from Pepe. He does find Ronaldo that time. Ronaldo is caught and is down, holding his right leg, the back of his leg. One of the defenders just caught him as he tried to lay the ball off. Did so very neatly. But, just a bit of a late challenge there. It was Coates. Oh yes, Coates caught him with his knee, with his standing leg in fact, or trailing leg. Ronaldo seems okay. And we've had 1 minute gone in the second half. Back now again with Pepe. With Porto these days, as is his goalkeeper Diogo Costa. The two know each other very well. Costa thumps a clearance long, up to halfway. Ronaldo jumps for it but doesn't win it. Bernardo Silva tries to recycle the ball for Portugal. Tussling between Oliveira and Fernandes. Now Oliveira and Bernardo Silva. And the Uruguayan goes down. And there was also a very forceful challenge by Oliveira, not once but twice on Silva as he tried to win the ball. But he did manage to win the free kick in the end, which Uruguay have played back to the goalkeeper. Bit of a hospital pass there, and Carvalho comes and steals that one away. Lays it off to Felix. Can he keep it alive? Yes, he can. Portugal win possession back high up the pitch. Felix on the left-hand side. Oh, tries to prod one through to... Not sure who it was. I think it was Fernandes. He was trying to find with the pass. But it deflects and goes out of play. It's a corner ball for Portugal. A few corners in the first half they had, and couldn't really create anything with them. They've got another chance here early in the second half. It's Bruno Fernandes on the far side. It goes short. Played back to Bernardo Silva. Cross comes in. They're cleared away And Uruguay have a chance now on the counter-attack. Cavani, oh, it's a bit of a waste from Uruguay. Not the easiest pass for Cavani to deal with. And another late challenge. Another free kick for Portugal, this one just a few yards inside their own half. The referee having words with Vecino. Pepe can't believe why Vecino hasn't been booked. Vecino there that time very late on Ruben Neves, and it's very similar to the one that caught Ronaldo. It's another knee into the back of the leg. And Neves actually is still down with his hands over his face. That was a bit more of a painful one than I initially thought on looking at the challenge. And Neves seems to be in a lot of pain. Really forceful challenge, in fact, by Vecino. Oliveira taking out Felix as well, a bit later in the move. They are tough, combative men to, I don't want to generalize them so much, but Uruguay like to be physical. They like to let their opponents know that they're there. Let me put it like that. And still getting some treatment, Ruben Neves. A lot of Portugal substitutes on the bench, preparing themselves. And he is being helped to his feet, and I think Neves is going to have to go off as well. At the very least for some treatment. Maybe he'll be okay to continue, but it's not looking good for the Wolves man. He was promoted with them 4.5 years ago now. Scored some absolutely stunning goals in both the Championship and then in the Premier League. He'd gone a few years without ever scoring a goal inside the 18-yard box, but then he got put on penalty duty for Wolves, so that run finally ended. He's hobbling off, unaccompanied by the two medical staff flanking him. And we are going to be back underway. I think Neves will be okay to continue. Portugal have restarted. Ball back with Pepe. Costa taking his time, goes across to Diaz, and Neves has re-entered the pitch. Oh, we've got, I think, an intruder on the pitch. Not sure what was happening there. Oh, and there is a man who's an intruder on the field who's run on with a rainbow flag, which in fact he's dropped and the referee has picked up. The cameras have now cut away from the action. The everyone recording it on their phones, and wow, quite a moment as far as protests go at this let's just say controversial World Cup. And maybe not the best decision for that intruder to do that, but you do worry about what might happen to him now. So let's hope everything will be okay there. Quite a statement being made. And in the meantime, Portugal are coming through the middle with Bernardo Silva out wide to João Felix. He's got a shooting opportunity into the area. Felix shoots into the side netting. He had a really good chance there. João Felix on his favoured left foot. A good angle for shooting as well. Nice pass into him. And he probably should have, at the very least, hit the target there. The defender, Jimenez, was covering. But into the side netting there from Felix. He got plenty of power behind the shot, but he really should have directed that one better. A bit of a wasted opportunity for the Atletico Madrid man. And the Uruguay attack broke down, and Portugal have regained possession inside their own half. Felix now goes down under a challenge from Jimenez. And there's one inside a free kick. Neves across to Pepe. Pepe a few yards inside his own half. João Cancelo looks to play over the top, but can't find a man. Infield to Carvalho. Neat pass to Pepe. Pepe tries to return the favour but pass is cut out, and Uruguay now coming forward with Vecino and now Valverde. Valverde crosses for straight into the arms of Diogo Costa. Decent catch by Costa. Lays one off to Diaz. 10-yard pass forward to Neves. Neves out wide. Guerrero is there. Guerrero up to halfway. Has to turn back. Finds Diaz. Now Portugal coming down the right-hand side with Carvalho. Carvalho wide to Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo back to Carvalho. João Cancelo has to retreat back inside his own halfway. Ruben Diaz is there. Forward to Bernardo Silva on the left. Out wide is Guerrero. Bruno Fernandes now. Edge of the area. Crosses. Ronaldo's there. Ronaldo with a header. It's 1-0 to Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo has done it again. 2 goals in this World Cup. Everything Messi does, Ronaldo answers game by game. And Portugal have broken the deadlock in the 54th minute. Cristiano Ronaldo got free of the marker. I'll have to check if he stayed onside there, but it looks like he did. Nothing given by the referees yet, other than, of course, the opening goal in this game. Cristiano Ronaldo moves on to 9 goals in the FIFA World Cup from 19 appearances. It's his 119th international goal. Neat work down the left-hand side for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes then received the ball, turned. Oh, and yes, Ronaldo does stay onside. I think it was Varela who was playing him on. Yes, it was number 13. Varela just caught behind the offside line, giving Ronaldo an extra half a yard. That's all he needed. And it wasn't the cleanest header. He just glanced, he barely touched it in fact. But it was enough to divert the ball past Sergio Rochette. And 55 minutes on the clock. It's Portugal 1, Uruguay 0. And of course, Cristiano Ronaldo done it again. He's given his side the lead, and as it stands, Portugal are heading into the last 16 of the World Cup for what will be the 4th time in a row. 4th place in 2010, quarter-finalists in Russia in the 20... sorry, I should say round of 16 in the 2010 and 2018. And just the 2nd time in a row, group stage, I should say, in 2014. I'm getting my facts a bit mixed up there. And Cavani's given it away, and it's another chance now for Ronaldo. Good tackle though, and Uruguay able to clear. Only out as far as Neves though. Ronaldo, he's everywhere now. Suddenly Cristiano Ronaldo turns, tries to take a shot, and has his legs taken away, and he's gone down. He's in a lot of pain, Cristiano Ronaldo, or at least he seems to be giving the impression he is. But Darwin Núñez is coming down the right to his cross, straight into the gloves of Costa again. Ronaldo still down in the Uruguay half. As he's shaped to shoot for about 35 yards, and Núñez just put a foot in from behind, and Ronaldo, I think, just struck the foot of Núñez, and without him knowing that Núñez was there, would have been another awkward one. Just seeing replays of the goal, and yes, very, very comfortably onside Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not 100% convinced he touched that one. They're gonna have to. It's gonna be a brave man who takes a World Cup goal off Cristiano Ronaldo. But if he got a touch on that, it's the faintest of faint touches. So one for the dubious goal panel to sort out. There's a poor pass from Ronaldo there, and it's Vecino who was guilty. Had crossed it and towards Cavani, and Cavani tries to volley it first time. It doesn't connect with it very cleanly, and out it trickles. It's going to be a goal kick. It was an awkward one that Cavani had to swing at first time. He doesn't manage to connect with it as he would have hoped. Another chance gone. Uruguay, of course, drawing with South Korea, who then lost to Ghana. So 1 point for Uruguay as it stands. And they've got Ghana to come, so beat Ghana, and that should do the job. If South Korea manage to beat Portugal, then it will come down to goal difference. But let's see what Portugal can do now. William Carvalho coming through the middle. Out to the right-hand side is João Cancelo. Back in field to Carvalho now. Neves. Across to Guerreiro. Bruno Fernandes now on the left-hand side. Thanks, Bernardo Silva. Now back with Neves. Falls all the way back, Portugal. Pepe with his head up inside his own half. William Carvalho. Back across to Diaz. And Portugal now with the lead are going to just retain the possession as long as they can. Typical of Santos' style of play. Just go for the 1-0, just get the job done. But they've lost out, and now Darwin Núñez has a bit of space to run into. He takes a shot, Núñez, from 25 yards out along the ground. And another comfortable one for Costa to deal with. They are still creating plenty, Uruguay. They're going to have chances in this game, but not the cleanest of strikes from Liverpool's relatively new forward. One of the only Liverpool forwards actually involved in the World Cup. In fact, the only one. But here come Uruguay through the middle again. It's Valverde. Checks his run and goes back to Bentancur. Same two combine again. Bentancur infield. Coates. It's back with Godin now well inside the Portugal half. Uruguay having to come out to show their hand a little bit. They haven't scored yet at the World Cup finals. Bentancur. Casino. Oliveira. Again with Bentancur. Valverde wide to Varela. Coates trying to get forward. Cross comes over. An overhit. And no chance for Núñez to keep that in. And still plenty of time on the clock. We've just gone past the hour mark. Portugal 1, Uruguay 0. There's plenty of time for Uruguay to carve out the chance they've been looking for. But they are going to be a bit more clinical. Only one really good opportunity, which was spurned by Bentancur in the first half. And it looks like we are going to have the first couple of changes for Diego Alonso's men. Neat work by Portugal to try and clear their lines, but then it's given away. Bentancur, 25 yards out, going through again. Núñez, and he's gone down. And I think the referees accused him of diving. Núñez threw himself to the ground, 20 yards out, very centrally. Tussling a little bit with Rubiges. Oh, in fact, it was handball. The ball bounced up and hit Núñez on the hand. So we're going to have a double substitution for the Uruguayans. Off comes Diego Godin and Matthias Vecino, number 3 and number 5 off. And they are being replaced by number 10, Georgian de Arrascaeta, and Facundo Pelestri. Pelestri making his second appearance of the tournament, a first outing for de Arrascaeta. So 2 attacking changes for Uruguay. But still Portugal retains possession. Oh, it blocked. That could have gone anywhere there, and the ball was played back to Costa. Costa went to clear it, and right up at his face was Valverde, who got his body in the way of the clearance, got his foot to the ball. In fact, that could have easily bounced straight back into the goal. Fortunately for Portugal, it didn't. And it went, fortunately for them, to Pepe. But dangerous moment there for Costa. He almost had his clearance charged down right in front of his own goal. The skater tries to go over the top. Dealt with by Pepe. Bruno Fernandes tries to get it away. And his clearance is also charged down. It's going to go out for a throw. Living dangerously, the Portugal goalkeeper. Another one of the Manchester contingent, Facundo Pellistri of United, winning his 9th cap this evening. De Arrascaeta plays for Flamengo in Brazil, winning his 41st cap. They've got some defending to do now. Over the ball comes, not cleared, falls to Felix, and finally they can get it away with De Arrascaeta receiving the ball from Bentancur down the left wing, trying to release Nunez, but Pepe does his job and well tidied up by Ruben Diaz. Dangerous ball in from the left wing for Portugal, looking for Ronaldo, and it was very untidy. It just sort of kind of hit Oliveira on the knee, and up it went, and eventually away. But Uruguay have to be careful because they've made some attacking changes, and they only had two. Sorry, they had 3 men at the back. They've only got 2 now, 2 recognised defenders anyway. So they have to make sure they don't leave themselves too exposed as they try and chase this equaliser. They won't be out of the tournament with a defeat, but they yet to score a goal in the tournament. They've got a chance now down the right. Cross chipped in, headed forward by Oliveira, but it's blocked, and Portugal clear away. Valverde trying to keep it alive, but a combination of Diaz and now Felix clear Portugal's lines, and Felix just ran into Jimenez there, knocked him right over, and it's a Uruguay free kick which they've taken, and it's De Arrascaeta trying to do something through the middle, but nothing working out for him either. One back by Coates, neat touches by him. De Arrascaeta to Valverde. Wide is Oliveira. Oh, and he's just run down blind alley. In fact, it's Pellistri. Pellistri's gone out to the Uruguay right wing, and I think Varela and Bentancur have dropped further back. There's still 25 minutes to go, plus added time. We've got a long way to go still in this game. Uruguay fans with heads in hands. And just seeing up on my screen now that the goal has been awarded to Bruno Fernandes. They are saying that Ronaldo did not touch it. Ronaldo might have something to say about that after the game, but for now, it's Bruno Fernandes' goal, and there was one replay from a side on angle which seemed to suggest that Ronaldo didn't touch it, and the angle that the ball was moving at didn't seem to change at all. You could normally see a tiny change in the rotation. I couldn't see anything with that one. Head tennis on the halfway line. Finally brought down by Facundo Pellistri. Back to Varela. Now in field, Bentancur tries to go through the middle looking for Nunez, but his pass goes astray. Bruno Fernandes links up with Cristiano Ronaldo, and officially speaking, the goal scorer, Bruno Fernandes, turns again. Through the middle is Felix, and Bernardo Silva tries to lay one back into the path of Fernandes, doesn't work out. Uruguay cleared their lines and win themselves a throw inside their own half. Ruben Neves having to turn the ball behind. Varela takes it to Coates. Back to Varela now. Bentancur, Valverde through the middle. Cavani also getting involved. Poor touch there from Bentancur, and Portugal did have a chance to break for the ball over the top, looking for Bernardo Silva. Doesn't work. Well overhit, and Guillermo Varela will have another throw-in, which he plays back. Coates has gone into the middle now, into the space vacated by Godin. Oliveira playing a bit deeper now as well. Coates combining with Jimenez. Wide to Varela on the right-hand side. He's almost well tackled, I thought, there by Felix. The ball goes out of play. And it's going to be a substitution for Portugal. Their second of the evening, Rafael Leao, left winger who plays for Milan, who's going to be winning his 13th cap. And he is replacing a man who has picked up a yellow card, Ruben Neves. Leao, one of the promising stars of this Milan team, 23 years old, placing Neves, who gets a good reception from his teammates. Luis Suarez down on the touchline, still warming up. Varney now, back to Bentancur. Diarra links up well with Cavani. Diarra at the edge of the box. Cavani again, untidy. Portugal win it back. Fernandes over halfway line. In the middle is Ronaldo. Ronaldo finds Leao. And it's the first touches for the big winger. Rafael Leao into the area. Tries to find the space to shoot. He's got a couple of defenders for company. Still Rafael Leao. Back to Bernardo Silva on the edge of the box. Another one for Leao. Valverde coming across. Leao was standing still with it. Wants to cross it. Takes too long and well robbed there by Valverde. And he's bursting through the middle now. He's up to halfway. He's over halfway. He's still going. His touch to Nunez, and Nunez wasn't quite expecting it. And he does get there first, but Pepe tackles him well according to the referee. Now it's Silva. Out to the right with Ronaldo. Edge of the box. Step overs. Goes down right on the corner of the box. The referee tells him to get up. End-to-end stuff now. At the Lusail iconic stadium. Over halfway now is Diarra. Supporting him is the other substitute, Facundo Pellistri, down the right-hand side. Diarra again has a chance to cross. Pellistri finds him again. Oh, cross comes over, headed away. And then back in. Can Cavani win it? No, he can't. Felix is there to smash it away. All the way up to halfway, where there's no Portugal player within 15 yards of Jimenez. He finds his centre-back partner, Coates. Coates spreads the ball across to Pellistri. His first-time touch is knocked out of play by Rafael Leao. Two more substitutions being made by Uruguay, and Luis Suarez will be entering. Will it be Cavani who he replaces in a like-for-like substitution, or will the two old hands have another chance to work together at the World Cup? It was Suarez who started and was replaced by Cavani last time. But the substitutions won't be made just for now, because the ball is in play. With Oliveira, infield to Diarra. Bentancur evolved, Diarra put to Nunez, edge of the box. Nunez trying to go past half the Portuguese defence. Bernardo Silva wins the ball, but gives it away almost straight away again. Poor touch by Oliveira, and the ball bounces off the corner flag and goes out for a goal kick. And I think we will see those two substitutions now. It'll be Luis Suarez and Maxi Gomez who enter. It's Nunez who comes off, and it will be Cavani as well. So the two forwards being changed. Darwin Nunez and Edison Cavani coming off, and it's going to be Luis Suarez and number 18 Maxi Gomez, who plays for Trabzonspor in Turkey. He's winning his 28th cap, aged 28. I think Cavani knew his number was up, but was waiting a long time for the call from the fourth official, and is now trudging off the field to be replaced by the man from the very same district that he is from. Luis Suarez. The two have known each other since they were very, very young children. Played together all the way through the youth setups, and for many, many years in the national team now. 136th cap for Luis Suarez. Cavani just came off having won his 154th. Finally, the action is underway again. Leao is tussling with Varela up to the halfway line, and Luis Suarez gets his first touches of the ball. Valverde tries to go forward, but Pellistri is never going to get on the end of that one, and Diaz clears. But one back by Portugal. They can't do anything with it though. Pepe tidies up. Bruno Fernandes. Now Ronaldo, but they've lost out to Bentancur. Bentancur on the left wing for Uruguay. Goes down. Only a throw-in, says the referee. Oliveira over to take it. The two men on a yellow card for Uruguay still on the field. Oliveira infield. Jimenez on halfway, looking up, looking for options. Finds the Skater. He goes to the right wing with Varela and Pellistri. Combined Pellistri coming forward and infield on his own. Now Gomez lays one off. Back to Pellistri at the edge of the area. And Gomez with a great shot off the post. And cleared away by William Carvalho, the closest Portugal have come to conceding in the second half. Off the post. What a chance that was for Gomez with his first real touches. It's still coming forward for Uruguay. They clear their lines finally, Portugal. Bruno Fernandes. Back to Carvalho, and they've slowed it right down. It was a lovely, lovely curling effort from Maxi Gomez. A coat of paint away from scoring. Portugal are now trying to come and wrap this up. Silva, his cross is blocked and it bounces back off him and it goes out for a goal kick. We've got 15 minutes of the 90 to be played. 1-0. Portugal lead Uruguay. Portugal are booking their tickets to the knockout stages as things stand. Uruguay trying to do something about that, trying to score their first goal of this World Cup. 2 times winners, of course. The first ever tournament back in 1930, which they hosted and beat Argentina in the final. And 20 years later, they spoilt Brazil's party at the Maracanã and came back to win the final 2-1. Great, great history they have. 3 times they've been in 4th as well. Like in 54, 70, and then in 2010 with that team led by Diego Forlan. Luis Suarez's famous or infamous handball in the quarterfinal against Ghana, helping them out as well. But they're struggling to create anything just at the moment. Luis Suarez has gone down and he seems to be in a bit of pain. And the referee has booked João Felix. So 2 Portuguese men in the book as well, joining 2 Uruguayans. And it's going to be a free kick for Uruguay. 20 yards from the goal line, quite far out on the left wing. A really good crossing opportunity. And it looks like it's going to be Skater, Georgian Skater of Flamengo, who's going to whip this one in with his right foot. So it's going to be an in-swinger. Potentially dangerous one for Costa to deal with. 5, 6 Uruguayans in the area as well, trying to get on the end of this one. Every Portugal player back inside the area. Over it comes, it's low, it's bouncing. Cavani, oh, Cavani into the side netting. The ball got halfway through a crowd of bodies. Fell to Suarez, who was off balance. And he did well to get the shot away. Fell kindly to him in the end. He was only about 3 yards out fairly tight angle. He just couldn't divert it. Just wide of the near post. Portugal are hanging on here. Uruguay look like the side more likely to grab the next goal as things stand, but could change any moment. But they're on the attack again, Uruguay. This has been so much better from them. Through the middle they come. It's the Skater. The Skater. Oh, he doesn't get hold of it. It's a good save by Costa. The Skater received the through ball into the area with his first touch. Just tried to dink it over the goalkeeper. He didn't put any power on that at all. It was a lovely through ball by Bentancur, I believe. And I'm not sure if the Skater was trying to shoot there or just trying to divert it into one of the players in field of him. But another great chance for Uruguay. They really are knocking on the door. They're getting closer and closer. But now it's Portugal's turn to come forward. Bruno Fernandes. On the right wing now is Felix. He comes back to João Cancelo. Now infield is William Carvalho. Cross to Bernardo. It's infield now with Carvalho, but he was put under a lot of pressure and is forced to put the ball out of play. Uruguay take the throw just inside their own half. It's with Valverde. Wide is Pelistri. Back to Valverde. The Skater makes the run. Finds it, but then he loses possession. It's going to go out of play, is it? Yes. Throw into Uruguay. A few yards inside the Portugal half. They've taken it, and now it's infield with Valverde. He's got options ahead of him. Uses Varela on the right wing. He turns well, Varela gets away from Guerreiro, crosses. Diaz heads it away. Portugal play their way out of trouble, or at least are trying to. Rafael Leao up against Valverde. Clears it, but only as far as Bentancur. Varela can't do anything with it. Portugal get up to halfway, where the two centre-backs, Jimenez and Coates, are there to recycle the ball for Uruguay once again. It's Coates by the halfway line. Pelistri now loses possession, but he's got it back now thanks to a good tackle. Pelistri. Wide is Varela. Varela with a great crossing opportunity. Suarez was almost in there, and it was a great saving tackle. Great saving interception, I should say, by João Cancelo. He got there ahead of Luis Suarez on his own 6-yard line. He had to win that header because Suarez was free and was ready to bury that one. Really good defensive work by João Cancelo. It's going to be a Uruguayan corner on that far side. Over it comes from the Skater. It's a poor corner though. Doesn't beat the first man. And eventually it goes out of play. Uruguay throw. They're going to have to track back, but we're going to have a break in play because there's going to be 3 substitutions for Portugal. Mateus Nunes will be coming on. The 3 players going off are João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo and William Carvalho. Just get a confirmation of who they're going off for. And the board says Felix, Ronaldo and Carvalho, their night is up. Ronaldo hands the captain's armband to Pepe, and they're going to be replaced by Mateus Nunes, Gonzalo Ramos and João Palhinha. Now with Palhinha, defensive midfielder coming on. Slightly more of a defensive setup. Just having another look at the goal. And this being slowed right down on the replays, the slow motion, but it's still not too sure if Ronaldo got a touch on that or not. We are back underway, and Uruguay coming down the right-hand side again with the Skater. Lays it off to Varela. He crosses, turned away by Pepe. Portugal on the attack again with Bernardo Silva through the middle. Now Silva turns back and has to go to Diaz, who takes the return pass. Rafael Leao coming off the wing. Leao beats 2. Still going, Rafael Leao takes the shots and drags it wide. Good effort from Rafael Leao. Beat a couple of men as he came off the wing to the centre and then tried to strike one back across the goalkeeper from 25 yards. And it just went a few yards wide, but good effort from him. And Portugal still looking to wrap this game up. They brought on one centre forward in Gonzalo Ramos just for his third cap. But other than that, two midfield options for for one midfielder and two forwards. So a slightly more defensive setup that they've got now. But they are the ones now in the ascendancy. Bruno Fernandes on the right wing. Back to one of the new men, Mateus Nunes, who's quite deep into the area. Gonzalo Ramos forced out wide. Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side helping him with João Cancelo. Back to Mateus Nunes. Link-up play between him and Bernardo, but Uruguayan defence holds firm and they clear their lines. Suarez, I should say. Tries to find Pelistri, but it's won back by Guerreiro. Guerreiro now takes a touch from Leao. On the halfway line is Paulinho. An injection of pace from Nunes, but it doesn't work out. Very scrappy again in the middle of the park. And tussling between the two number 6s, Paulinho and Bentancur. And Bentancur wins Uruguay a free kick in the middle of their own half. It's across now with Oliveira. It looks like Uruguay are going to be making their fifth and final substitution of the evening. And we've got just over 5 minutes still to be played. It's along the back line for Uruguay. They need to step up their attacking intent. They've won themselves a throw-in pretty much on halfway, but we're going to break for the throw-in. And it's Matias Vinha of Roma who's entered the fray. And it looks like he's replaced Oliveira. Or, yes, it was Oliveira who's come off to be replaced by Matias Vinha. So that was the final roll of the dice from Diego Alonso. Pelistri's gone down on the right wing and it's a free kick for Uruguay, which they've taken. They bring the ball forward to try and work a better opportunity. A shot comes in from 30 yards out from Valverde and a bit of a waste from him. He turns away a bit disappointed with himself. There were players ahead of him who probably could have done a bit more with that had the cross come in. And Uruguay starting to run out of time. There's 4 minutes to go of the 90. Uruguay still looking for that elusive first goal. It would be a great time for them to get it. They've got another free kick now. They play into the Uruguayan half. They're on the right wing. They have to be forced back into their own half. Bentancur is quite deep now. Coates out to the new man Vinha. Vinha comes off the left wing. The poor touch from him allows Cancelo to take the ball back. And forward come Portugal. Fernandes and Silva try to combine. Ball loops up into the air, headed forward. Bit more head tennis. Can Fernandes keep it in play? No, he can't. Uruguayan throw. Fernando Santos still trying to keep his side disciplined, trying to hold their shape for the final 3 minutes of this game. Coates across Jimenez. Back now with Varela. Across it comes again. Uruguay come forward with Vinha on the left wing. He tries another cross. It's blocked by João Cancelo. Who's it going to fall to? Bruno Fernandes. Forward to Bernardo Silva. Good touch from him. And now Ramos is away. Ramos forced to check his run. His pass out to the wing kept in by Bernardo Silva. Fernandes into the box. Tries to nutmeg. He wants a penalty for handball. Shot attempted from Bernardo Silva. It's blocked. Now Paulinho. Portugal now coming down the right side with Mateus Nunes. Got a couple of defenders for company. He goes to the corner flag. And he's done well there to win inside a corner. Corner for Portugal. They've got Uruguay absolutely where they want them. And there was actually a touch off the hand of Jimenez. He had half a case there, Fernandes. And Ruben Diaz has been booked in the meantime. Still waiting for the corner to be taken. Fernandes and Bernardo Silva having a look at this one. Diego Alonso still trying to keep his side where he wants them. And the referee, in fact, he's going to come and have a look at the monitor. We have a potential penalty call here for the referee. He's over at the monitor now having a look at this one. He might be taking his time over this decision. I'm just seeing the replays now. And as Jimenez went down to try and tackle Fernandes, it was his left hand which came through behind him. And Fernandes touched the ball, nutmegged him, and the ball touched Jimenez on the hand, which may have diverted it out of the path. The referee is ready. He signalled. And he's pointed to the penalty spot. It's going to be a penalty for Portugal right on the 90-minute mark. This is their chance to seal the victory. And I think Uruguay can consider themselves to be a little bit hard done by here. They're all surrounding the referee. Plenty of white shirts. Coates can't believe it. Luis Suarez is remonstrating with him as well. They're scuffing up the penalty spot, and Gonzalo Ramos is just trying to protect the penalty spot from Uruguayan players who might try and scuff it up. I think it's going to be quite a while before this penalty is taken. And Viña tries to break through the 5 Portugal players who are now trying to protect the penalty spot. And it looks like it might be Cancelo to take this one. Still, the Uruguayan players are remonstrating with the referee. We've had over a minute of stoppage time. I don't know how many were signalled, but whatever it was, it's going to be added onto. The referee is finally asking the Uruguayan players to leave the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes has the ball in his hands. Uruguayan fans looking quite disconsolate. The referee having words now with the goalkeeper, making sure he's going to be on his line. Bruno Fernandes getting ready to take this one. Goalkeeper making himself look as big. The game comes down to this moment. All Uruguay's pressure in the second half. Bruno Fernandes readying himself, waiting for the whistle from the referee. Here it comes. Bruno Fernandes takes a run up. Plenty of steps. A hop and a skip, and he rolls it into the left-hand side of the goal. The goalkeeper went to his left. No chance for Sergio Rochette. And Bruno Fernandes stepping up to the penalty spot after Cristiano Ronaldo went off the field, wraps up the 3 points for Portugal and secures their passage to the last 16. Really cool, confident penalty from Bruno Fernandes. Past Rocher, who was wrong-footed. It's 2-0 to Portugal. Portugal are heading to the last 16. They are top of Group H. Uruguay, only 1 point from 2 games and no goals scored. They're going to have to do something about that very, very quickly. They're playing Ghana in their last game. Ghana just need a point now from that game to qualify. We've had 3.5 minutes of added time and we still actually never got a signal from the fourth official. We are back underway, and in fact 9 minutes was signalled. I don't know if that was the number before or after the penalty was awarded, so we could see plenty more than that. Uruguay need to try and find 2 goals from somewhere, but I think the penalty decision has knocked the stuffing out of them. They'll do well now, I think, just to grab a consolation. They've got the ball on the halfway line. Vinha, and he's lost out. Now Portugal with Bernardo Silva making inroads down the right wing, and Vinha recovers. And out of play it goes. Uruguayan substitutes. Don't really know what to make of that. I think it was a harsh call. But it's done and dusted now. It's in the books. It was a goal. It's 2-0 to Portugal. And they're going to be taking the maximum from this game. And maximum points, 2 wins out of 2. With 1 game to go, they're playing South Korea, who of course are still alive. They have 1 point as well from their 2 games, having drawn with Uruguay and then lost 3-2 in a thriller earlier on. But now it looks like Portugal, who are most likely to score a goal if there's going to be another one in this game. One back though by Bentancur. Coates forwards. And a poor one from Luis Suarez, and it's given Portugal a chance to try and burst into the area, but another good tackle. Back there again was Coates. Bentancur. Another chance now through the middle. It's Gomez. Gomez, can he find Suarez? No, he can't. It was a good pass from Suarez initially to pick out Gomez, but he just couldn't get onto the return pass. Uruguay, they laboured a bit in qualifying. They finished 3rd in the end, but it was just a couple of last gasp results that sealed their passage to Qatar. They had a risk of missing out altogether, not even making the playoffs. They've carried that very average form into the World Cup, and they are really struggling to get anything going. This, of course, was their toughest assignment of the group stage. Portugal ranked 9th in the world. Uruguay just 5 places behind them in 14th. But the European side have got the better of them today, and it's going to be only a 2nd win at the World Cup against South American opposition for Portugal. And the other time came back in 1966 when Eusebio and co inspired them to victory over Brazil. And Brazil, who were lacking Pelé, who was out of the tournament injured. We've got 2.25 minutes of the 9 that was signalled still to be played. Portugal now retaining possession. Uruguay are spent. They're a spent force now. If there is going to be another goal in this game, it looks like it's going to be Portugal's. They're turning away from them now, and they've got a chance. They're in plenty of space down the left wing. Cross comes over. Fernandes with a shot, and it's saved. Good volley by Fernandes, and a good save at his near post by Rochette, who's not had too much to do. Nothing he could do about either of the goals. But when he has been called into action, he's done his duty well, the goalkeeper, 29 years old, not particularly experienced at international level. Another corner for Portugal, and they're happy to keep this one in the corner with Fernandes. And he just kind of chips that one out of play. He believes it was deflected. The linesman says no. Goal kick then, and we're into the final one of the 9 that was added on, and suddenly Uruguay can't even clear their lines. Leao keeps this one into the area. And a chance for Fernandes to shoot again. It's off the post. Bruno Fernandes from the edge of the area. He's very frustrated with himself. Acres of space, acres of time to set himself on the edge of the penalty area. Good ball across. It was Palhinha who set him up for that one. And now Pepe is down. Suarez can't get on the end of anything. Gomez was tussling with Pepe in the middle. And the referee's whistle should be coming fairly soon. Portugal free kick inside their own half. The 9 minutes are up. Pepe will probably just knock this free kick long. He does, drills it. In fact, it's right onto the head of Valverde. He tries to keep it alive. Maybe there'll be one more attack for Uruguay, just trying to get out their own half at the moment. Have to go back to Coates. Jimenez tries to spread one across to Pelistri, but it's not particularly accurate. And now Rafael Leao down the left wing is moving for Portugal. He's gone down on the challenge of Varela. And we've had almost 10 minutes of time added on. Game is over as a contest. Viña on the left-hand side tries to pump one forward, looking for Gomez, but it's over here to runs on through to Diogo Costa, who takes as many seconds off the clock as he can, picks it up, and that was the final action of the game. Portugal have sealed their spot in the knockout stages, joining Brazil and France, who already had booked their places over the last day or two. Cristiano Ronaldo, or was it Bruno Fernandes? According to the official FIFA graphics, it was Bruno Fernandes' cross that went all the way in past Rochette. Cristiano Ronaldo leapt for it, but apparently didn't get a touch. I'm sure he'll be claiming it. No doubt about the second one. A foul, handball given against Jimenez in the area. VAR confirmed it after the referee came to the monitor, and Bruno Fernandes dispatched the penalty very, very coolly to seal the points for Portugal. Os Navegadores are on the charge again. Uruguay have it all to do. They've got to win their last game against Ghana. Stranger things, of course, have happened. They'll be expected to win that one, Uruguay, but they've got to get things right going forward with the ball and do a bit better in possession. But their World Cup is still alive. Portugal's very much alive and kicking. It's finished here. Portugal 2, Uruguay 0. Thank you very, very much for joining us on our live stream today. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click the like button as well. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I've been your commentator, Anthony Thomas. Good night, and see you again soon.